Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is Sunday, January 17th, 2021 here in the US. It's time for my daily database update. So just open up a command prompt here, cd to docs -r cdcv. I'm not really sure why I actually continue to pull down the John Hopkins. I got the data also on Our World on Data, has the same. The difference, by the way, between this data set and the John Hopkins data set on ourworldandata.org is that in Our World and Data, they took the data and split it out into daily totals. Because this data set here, the official one, is daily cumulative totals. So it's a total number of cases from day one, and total number of cases and deaths from day one up until any day along the line. Okay. So what was this here? Okay, let's see. New York Times, maybe. That took care of that. CD space B. Okay, while we're waiting for that run, we're going to go up here and we're going to run as we always do. As we always do is we're going to run package update. If I said many times, and I know, oh good, no package update. I said many times. The first time you fire R up in the morning, run package update. Okay, trust me, you'll thank me later on. 'Cause I don't know how many people have posted code to say Facebook, and I take and I put and I cut and paste it into my system, and it runs without error. Because if that's the case, then that means your system's out of date. That means you'd run either running an older version of R, and or you're running old versions of your packages. And this is why you have to make sure you stay up to date on the R version. Current version is 4.0.3. You also make sure you're on package updates to make sure you're getting all the latest, greatest patches and fixes for all your packages. Okay, packages like Tidyverse are under continuous development. Google's, ggplot2 is under continuous development. They're being actively developed. So therefore, you have to make sure you have the latest software on your system. Okay. Let's check this. See if this is done yet. This is done. Good. So now let's come back over here. Let's go back over here and let's run our database update. We actually only update 2 to 3 databases. We actually only update New York Times and Our World in Data. So let's go back over here and run this. And now let's update Our World in Data, which, as I said, does include Johns Hopkins University. Okay, so now you can look here. Let's just compare it to two pieces of data. The red dots are the Johns Hopkins data. The blue lines are the Our World in Data. Now, here's the thing that's kind of curious. How come the gap between one day and the next has widened so much? Are we really dropping down this far, wanting to come back up here the next day? Uh, But I also say one thing here, since we're looking at possible plots, okay? Look at this here. Look how tight this data is here, but all of a sudden, for some reason, it starts going crazy. And again, I don't. That's what I don't understand. All right. But here's my position on the COVID-19 virus and the data that comes out of it. The COVID-19 virus is real. It was designed. It's a designer disease designed in China. I mean, what are the chances of one country not only having one pandemic, SARS, but two pandemics, particularly when the two are related in some way? I do not believe this virus was an accident. Okay, because look at the effect it's had on the world. You know, countries are falling into recession. Millions of people will have their jobs taken away. They basically defeated the economies of the U.S. and other nations without firing a shot. Okay, they throw whole nations into turmoil. Now, the second point is this: I do believe that overall the data is reliable. Are there countries that are fudging? Yeah, absolutely. But in the U.S., I also believe in the U.S. that the numbers at the national level are okay. Now we know for a fact that New York City is filling with their death with their death totals. Okay, it looks like Michigan, while not lying about the numbers, may be changing the way they report it in order to exaggerate the number of cases, exaggerate how the plots appear. Okay, I would be a bit surprised out there if there are countries that are adding to their case numbers and adding to their death numbers. Okay, particularly if there's some federal aid involved. Okay, so on one hand, maybe it's all a wash. Maybe the people who are padding their numbers are canceling out the people who are shaving their numbers, like New York State. Okay, so that's just my 2 cents worth on two issues here. To sit there and try to claim that there's only 4,000 deaths in the U.S. No, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right, sorry. If you're a conspiracy theorist, I'm sorry. You know, you know, there are close to 400,000 people who died so far from COVID-19 in the U.S. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind to that fact. I would say, I'd be generous and say 400,000 people died plus or minus 50,000. Like I said, 50,000. Okay, maybe plus or minus 100,000 even. Okay, but there's enough data in here to balance out the data and still give us an idea of what the COVID-19 virus is doing. And one other point: if this is all fake, then that means China fooled every single country on the face of the earth. Because on every single country on the face of the earth is lying about COVID-19 in their countries. Okay, no one's gonna say, "Hey, I got 100,000 COVID-19 cases and 200,000 deaths." That doesn't make any sense, of course, but just to get attention. All right. So anyway, so we completed the database update. We looked at the data. Now let's move on to the first report.